Nicole, we can't hear you.
I think it was hooked to my. Okay. Did it say it was recording? Oh, that's so weird. Okay. It says at the top it was, but I couldn't hear it, but I didn't realize it was still linked to my AirPod. I took it out, so I was confused. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. We are on chapter 3 of our book club. And we're just going to start out with that. And then if Jess wants to do shout outs or anything, I'll let her take that over after Amanda goes. But while everybody's hopping on, we're just going to have Amanda get started. I asked her to share, and I'm so excited to hear her takeaways from The Power of One More. So go ahead and share your thoughts with us today.
Okay, thanks. You guys know my love for self-help books. So this was like a good challenge for me to step out of my comfort zone and really dive into this chapter. I think I can only see Autumn's face, but are you reading the book, Autumn? Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to do this little game. I want you guys all to envision a piñata. He talks about this in his book, so we're going to do it my way. Envision your piñata, whatever size and shape, whatever colors you want. Mine's going to be a big old seashell because I'm always channeling my inner mermaid. And inside of it, we know normally it's like candy or small things. Inside of our piñata is going to be goals, self-confidence, self-esteem, team trainings, consistency, follow-ups, whatever it is that you want in your piñata is going to be in there. Now, I want you to pick up your little bat. This is going to be my bat for my demonstration here. And I want you to like think about, okay, you're going to be blindfolded. Someone's going to spin you around. Your piñata's in your tree. And some of us are going to go out and we're going to start tapping it, like to try and find it in the tree. And we're just like kind of tapping it gently. Some of us are going to go out full swinging, just seeing if we can get the, you know, those kids that do that, just swinging crazily around. We may hit it, we may not. You may tap it, you may not. But what we don't know is that every little tap and every little swing is breaking down the integrity of that piñata. And I might get frustrated that I'm only tapping it and I haven't gotten a full swing. So I'm going to pass off my bat to Jessica, my coach. And she is going to take a couple swings at it and she's going to hit it really hard. And she might break a little hole in it. And what comes out might be, for me, I wrote down like teamwork, community, and her belief in me. So I've got a little bit more belief in me. I'm going to take the bat back and I'm going to swing again. Now that it's weakened a little bit more, I'm going to swing really hard and I'm going to break it open a little bit more. And what's going to come out is more motivation, team calls, maybe some level ones, maybe I reached the incentive for the month, whatever it is falling out, right? What we do know is that at the end of the piñata, we know that goal is to bust it open and all that candy is going to come out. So we're not going to give up because we know the end result. So we're going to keep swinging. One more try, one more try, one more try until it busts open. And I was envisioning like my piñata busting open and my team rushing in to get all the goodies that are inside of it. And it's taken time and consistency and hard work to build up and release all of those things that I've learned, the self-confidence, the self-esteem, and breaking open the piñata is like your doubts, your fears, your walls that you put up in life. And I just envisioned like my team just all together rushing in and like celebrating together. Now, you guys, I don't have a team. I have like one person under me that has a couple people. So this training was for sure for me, this book, this chapter. I love the analogy of it. It just kind of gave me like this broad vision of what I want and how each little step, each little tap does make a difference. He says in there that, well, we know that too many people quit businesses, quit goals, quit their workouts, whatever it is, before reaching the candy, right? Before they've opened that pinata. And that can be frustrating because we want like immediate results and we always don't get those. What we don't see is the invisible progress that we're making. You are a lot closer to realizing your goals and dreams that you may think. So I was thinking the harder it is to bust open that pinata, the more rewarding it's going to be. That rush of emotion of like, okay, whether you're silver, gonna reach gold, ruby, emerald, sapphire, whatever your next rank is that you're reaching, that you're on the path to, when you reach that, it's going to be just like that rush of emotion. And Jessica always tells me, if your business was to change tomorrow, you wouldn't quit today. And absolutely, we all would agree that if someone was going to enter our lives tomorrow that was going to change our business forever, there's no way we would quit today. So keep swinging your bats. Quit. I don't know what I'm saying. Keep swinging your bats. Keep tapping at your pinata. And because we all want to enjoy the financial freedom, the time freedom, the trips to Hawaii or Mexico or the car, whatever that is for you, whatever you're reaching for, like just keep tapping away at it. The end of the book, he says, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. So I just envisioned us all out there in a park with our pinatas, all swinging away, tapping away. And if I need to go and tap on Autumn's, or Jessica or Nicole need to come bust open mine, then we're all in there together. And that's what this team and community are about, that we're sharing. And then when Autumn's pinata busts open, we're there to celebrate and not get jealous. We're just there to be like so happy for her. And then she'll come and bust open mine too. So I just love that analogy of the pinata. It just like resonated with me in this chapter, of each little tap, just that invisible progress, because I know all of us are just tapping away, just waiting for our walls to be broken down. So that was my takeaway from this chapter.
Oh, I love that. I love how he also talks about with the pinata, how it's like, and you kind of said this, but just how it's not the first hits when nothing's coming out, it's like frustrating. Like, well, why didn't it come out with that hit? And then so many people hit it, when you're thinking about kids at a party, so many people hit it. Nothing is coming out. Nothing is coming out. And then all of a sudden the last like weakest kid hits it and all the candy comes out. And he says, was it that last hit that broke it open, or was it all of the accumulative hits? I don't know if I'm saying that right. And so like a lot of times with our success, it's like there's like it just seems like people will be like, how did you do that? And I'm like, it was all of it. Like I don't know which thing finally hit. It just was like that last hit that created the success. And I just think so often like we're just looking at every hit as a failure. Like, oh, nothing came out, I failed. Oh, there again, I failed. Oh, she doesn't want to do the business, I failed. And it's like every single hit though is building that momentum to explode your business and to move you forward. And so we can't look at the hits as failures. We have to look at it as, like you said, as like learning along the way and growing. And I love the way that you explain that. And it's like one of my favorite analogies. And to hear your take on it is really cool because like you kind of saw it a little different than I saw it, but it totally makes sense for me. And I just love it. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the book, and I love the way that you shared it with us today. So thank you. Jess, are you wanting to do any shout outs or anything to start out? You want to go ahead and do that?
let's just shout out Amanda to start off the call, you guys. Like 2 weeks ago, she was like, nah, I don't want to do that for the book. And here she is, like reading and taking notes and giving analogies. And I'm just really proud of you, Amanda. So here's a shout out to you, but I just want to shout out you guys. I know that seasons can be so slow and daunting, and you have to keep reminding yourself why you are doing what you're doing. But I always have to tell myself, when you think about quitting, replace that quitting word with why you started, because it will help reignite why you are showing up. Why are you doing hard things? Why you are kind of riding through the storm. I sent a Marco Polo to Amanda this morning because it's oftentimes that you'll pull up your back office and you're like, oh my gosh, everyone's turning off their subs. I'm falling back in points. People are canceling their memberships. People are returning their products. You guys, I've been there. I promise. Nicole's been there. Christy Jex, if you guys see her progress from silver to diamond, it looks like this. But when you zoom in on that line, when you zoom in on that, you'll see her points drop like this and then rise and then drop like this, even though it stays like this. So like even our amazing diamonds fall back thousands of points, not just hundreds or in the 10, like the tenths, right? Thousands. Like I remember Brooke Hemingway telling me once that she dropped 4,400 points in 1 month. And I was like, I can't even fathom that. So I want you to know that like, it's okay to have a line like this, but to also have a little downfall within that line, as long as you stay progressing. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit of what I have done this month to help build interest, to help build new relationships, new connections. And it's all within the reset plus triplex. And I'm going to talk about that today. But I wanted to say this before, Nicole, I don't know if you want me just to go straight into what I'm talking about, but I had a level 1 last night text me yesterday morning and said, hey, can I come to your house tonight? Meaning last night. I want to sign up. I want to order. Let's do this. And I have talked to her probably 15 times in the last 4.5 years. She was the one of the very first friends that reached out to me the first time I ever posted that I was taking these products. And she literally would write me and then I would write her back and then I would never hear from her. And then I'd follow up with her. I'd never hear from her. She was my ghoster. We call them our ghosters, right? She would never reply to me. And then I would like follow up with a deal or Black Friday, or she would reach out to me about a post that resonated with her. And then I would reply to her and then she would never respond. So I'm like, oh, she's just a flaker. Like that's what I thought in my head. And then last night I told my husband, she's going to flake. I said that out loud. And he's like, change that to, she's going to order tonight because she is desperate and she needs you. So last night she was supposed to be at my house at 8:30. At 8:01, I get a text. Hey, I'm actually not feeling well, ... And she sent me the message and I'm like, okay, twiddling my thumbs. Here it comes. And then she writes me again and says, can you do Zoom instead? I don't want to get you sick.
Oh,
And like,
yay.
there you go, babe. Like you sent it out to the universe that like, she's going to order. So we got on a Zoom call. We talked for 30 minutes and she ended up ordering triplex with a loading dose of ease. And she even said to me, I don't know why I have reached out to you so many times and have never ordered. And I said, Lois, it's just not your season. It wasn't your season. You weren't ready for it. You weren't open to it, not just physically, but mentally. You have to be open to it. And so just know, you guys, if I would have stopped posting or stopped doing this business when I felt like I should quit, when I felt like my points were going down, she wouldn't have ordered last night. She wouldn't have, because she wouldn't have known that I was still doing this business. So when you feel like your season's slow, just keep showing up, you guys. I promise it's so worth it. And there are people in your life right now that in 4.5 years are going to order. So that's like my shout out, you guys, is just to stay consistent to all of you. And I'm really proud of all of you. But Nicole, did you want me to go straight into what I'm talking about? Or does anyone else have any shout outs that they want to shout out? Don't be shy. Okay. Should I just go ahead, Nicole?
I don't know if you guys saw me shout Jess out for holding rank for an entire year. I mean, that's pretty huge, right?
Thank
And you guys, if you're new here, Jess ranked what, 2 months? So like 60 days after I ranked Emerald, she ranked Emerald. And then she went through a lot. She had a baby. She had a lot of complications after she had that baby. She had surgeries. Her mother-in-law got sick. Her mother-in-law passed away. Like it was just like a roller coaster for her of emotions. And she lost rank for 10 months. And during that time, Jess said, I don't know if I can ever get it back again. I feel like I've tapped out my market. I feel like I can't grow. I just emotionally, like she was at a low, struggling to get her mindset back to moving forward after such a tragic loss with her mother-in-law. And she, decided to take some advice from her mother-in-law and help people. And she just jumped back in. And so when she says, like, if she would have quit, those people wouldn't be coming to her today and they wouldn't be finding answers, you guys, like, she's really been on a roller coaster in this business emotionally, and she's stuck with it. And that's part of developing emotional resilience is bouncing back, right? Bouncing back after really difficult, challenging times in your life. How quickly do you bounce back? And she just went for it, and she knew she had to hold rank to go to Emerald last year. And so she worked for it and then was so afraid that she was going to fall back again. But you guys, she's just continued to grow and to hold on to rank and to develop new leaders and to develop silvers. And so if she can do it, you can do it. I really hope you believe that about yourself, that if she's had doubts and she's had down times and she's had setbacks and she's had struggles, I mean, we all have a reason why we could quit. All of us. There's always reasons why you can quit, and there's always reasons why you can stay and why you can grow and why you can keep going. And the reasons that you choose will define you. They will define your life, because the work that she's doing isn't just growing her business, it's having a ripple effect into her entire life, into her marriage, into her relationships. And I can see that personally as I talk to her and watch her grow and develop as a leader. And so just know, if you're at a time right now where you feel like you're tapped out, or you can't hold rank, or you can't move forward, or you can't find a leader, I promise you, if you do the work, you can. And Jess is proof of that. So congrats to you for holding rank for an entire year. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Nicole. Before I go into what I'm going to talk about, you guys, when I lost rank, I want to add this. It was actually people in my own back office, along with New Growth, that ended up doing the business. And I wanted to share that. Like, even when you are told no, I don't want to do the business, it was actually Amanda that actually re-ranked me. And it was due to a challenge. So I want you to switch the way you're asking your people. If they're saying no to you and you're asking the same way, I probably asked Amanda in a nonchalant way. Maybe she doesn't know this. Maybe she does. But she was like, if it has anything to do with Plexus, nope, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. And then the second, my husband, like, he will take credit for Amanda's success, which I'm like, has nothing to do with my husband, but like, just the way you switch your mind and asking someone, try it. Like, get to know their personality, get to know, we all know Amanda's competitive. And Josh knew that. Josh has known Amanda even before Amanda and I met. So as he went into that, he leaned into her competitiveness, and that's what got her to rank. And that's what's been holding that Emerald rank. So just know that even as you're finding new leaders, there are people in your back office that have been no's for a long time that will one day be a yes. So I wanted to share that. But hey, you guys, I'm going to go into something that has really been cool this last, I'm going to say 2 months. No, actually 3 months. This is a lot of where my enrollments are coming from. And I have been testing it and testing it and testing it. I finally put it into full live mode. In fact, Joni was part of this. And so if Joni gets a second, I'd love to hear from her on this, because I have been creating a drip campaign for my reset group. And I have been pushing a reset every single month. And my goal is to do a reset every single month from March, well, really February, all the way through the end of the year. I'm doing one every single month. I'm putting calendar dates on the calendar. We already have May dates picked out. We're doing May 8th. Oh my gosh, May 8th, 9th, and 10th. That doesn't mean you can't be part of a reset drip campaign or the Facebook group that us leaders are putting together right now. But I honestly feel like people, they just don't know where to start because they don't have an accountability partner in their life. And they don't know what they're doing. They overthink the reset. I've overthought the reset. They feel like it's overwhelming, it's daunting, it's physically challenging, which it is. It is physically and mentally challenging. But to have an accountability partner where they know that they can talk to you, they can open up to you, they can ask questions, they can vent to you. It has changed my enrollments the last 4 months. I've consecutively gotten like 6 to 8 enrollments every single month. And right now I'm probably talking to 20 people, new people, because I have been talking and promoting the reset so much. Now, I promise I don't just promote the reset. When these people start reaching out to me and asking what the reset is, what I'm doing, the results they're seeing, I am putting the triplex in their ear. I'm like, the reset is actually a new thing for me. This is just help kick-starting things. This is help. This is just like, you know, when you sweep your floor and you're like, oh, that looks so good. All the crumbs with a toddler, you guys, I sweep probably 4 times a day, but I'll sweep everything up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, the floor looks so good. And then I come in with my mop and I'm like, oh my gosh, that like just brightened it. That's how I compare the triplex and the reset to my health. The triplex is me sweeping it up, getting it clean. And as I mop reset, it's shiny, it's clean, it just looks better, it feels better. You know, like even your foot, when you put your foot on the ground, you can tell when it's been mopped. And so I have really been tapping into the triplex plus reset. So with that said, this last month was the first time I did my project broadcast campaign live. And every day, every single person, which we had 21 people in this group, not everyone was on my downline. I had other people from other legs ask to join, and I just put them in my project broadcast. And Joni was part of that 21 people, but every single day you got 3 messages, morning, midday, and evening. Every single day, every single person got a message. And guess what? I did not get ghosted once by one person. One person, you guys, that's crazy to know like how often I get ghosted in the past versus they can feel my excitement. They can feel my energy. They can feel my support. And you guys, people on the reset need this. So as I was sending these messages, yes, I spent time replying and I genuinely care. So I would take time out of my day. I knew that 15 minutes of the day, 3 times a day was going to be responding to messages. But then my last message that went out today talks about the triplex and the pivotal program and ideas of how to maintain your metabolism and weight management, which is protein and water intake. And so it made a big difference. And I'm going to share that bundle code with you guys today. I wanted to do the whole entire thing before I shared it because I wanted to hear feedback. I wanted to see if there was, spelling errors and all of that. But I'm going to share it and I want you guys to use the verbiage. And Joni, where you don't if you don't have project broadcast, save that verbiage and put it in your notes. And you can do that just like you would to help someone else do the reset. But I want everyone, even if you're going to do the reset monthly or not, I want you to promote this reset accountability group every single month. If you need me to add your people to my project broadcast, I'll do it. If you don't have project broadcast, I want people to know that not only are they just a sell through Plexus, because that's not what I'm about, they are going to get a live coach responsive. You guys, I had like 4 people on Jill's team on my project broadcast. I get no benefit at all, right? Financially from Jill's people. I don't care. I want to put people in this project broadcast drip so that they get the support that they need for why they are doing the reset, for why they are ordering Plexus, for why are they doing this? I am about that and connection. And that is what's going to multiply your team. So with that said, because I want Joni, if you don't mind, I want you to share some thoughts real quick, but I want to say these 2 things. So 1, May 8th, 9th, and 10th, I've already shared a graphic, use it. Go promote it. Talk about your experience on the reset and how excited you're going to do this next reset with a big group of women. And you're going to have the support. These people are going to have support that they are looking for. You're going to be there every step of the way. And then number 2, this has been kind of on the down low, but we have kind of leaked it this week. A bunch of us are creating what's called a reset Facebook group. We are so excited about this. It'll be the same dates. So not only do they have the one-on-one coaching with your messaging, but they're also going to have access to this Facebook group and that they can go see lives, testimonials. They can ask questions there and other leaders will go help maybe relate with them. Because I've never lost 100 pounds at once, but I know Katie Tucker has. And so if there's someone that's on a really big weight loss journey and they need to relate with someone, Katie's going to be in there. So I want you to know that this group has been really thought over. We've been working on it for a while now, and we're launching it May 8th. So go promote it. Talk to your people about how they're going to have 2 different ways to have support. And guess what? You can also text the Plexus Pivotal number or the Plexus Reset number and get support a 3rd way if you have someone really struggling. The corporate offices does support the reset people as well. So those are the two things I have been doing that I really think has shifted people wanting to do the reset. Another thing I want to add too, promote it now. It is better to get someone on the triplex right now and be ready for the reset May 8th. And every time they do the reset, they're going to have better results. This is my 7th reset, I think. You guys, this was the easiest one yet. Day 2 was still hard for me, but it was honestly, it was like my body knows what it's doing. When you go to the gym the first time and you're lifting those weights and you're like, ooh, this is uncomfortable. And then you go to the gym every month, and then you're going to the gym every day. And then you're going, like, your body gets comfortable with you exposing it to something. So that's what I wanted to share. I want you guys to promote it for a summer reset your life. That's what we're calling it, is like, I want to reset people's life, not just physically, mentally, but emotionally, because the reset will do that for all 3 components. So Joni, would you mind just sharing your experience with our live? I think you were the only one in my downline that was actively, well, my level 1s actively doing the reset with me and seeing those messages come through.
First of all, thank you, Jessica. I think you're an amazing leader. And thank you, Nicole. I feel like I have the best, I'm on the best team, and all my teammates that I speak today. The first time I did the reset, I had only been on the triplex for 3 weeks. And I've struggled with weight my entire life, and it was really hard on me emotionally. My therapist called it disordered eating. She never said I had this or this or this, but it was an eating disorder of sorts. And it triggered all those yucky memories, and I was going crazy the first time I tried it. And then I went to the retreat in January, and Krista shared with me that there's these hormones, and maybe you could explain it better, Jess, but there's a ghrelin and something else. What are those called? Do you know? And
your granulin and your, the other one just
something with an H, something with an H, or
No.
anyway, there's 2 hormones. And with us taking the triplex, that eventually helps with our insulin, which helps all the other hormones, right, Jess? And so by the time I said to Jess and I said to Krista, you can tell me all you want about it, but I am never doing that again. Never. That was in December. And then January came. And Krista told me that. And I kept thinking about it. She kept saying, wait, as soon as you've been on the BioCleanse and the cleanse and the probiotics, is that for a time, that's going to heal. And I thought to myself, right, when I was at the retreat, I'm going, right. But I did it, and it was so much easier this time. The first day was absolutely no problem. And the second day was harder. And then the third day, I just said, I can do anything for 1 day, because it was the last day. So I think we need to learn about those 2 hormones, because it was we can talk to Krista about it. It was so convincing to me, the way she explained it, that I wanted to try it again. And I just have to shout out, in the last 3 weeks, I've lost 9.5 pounds, and I'm so excited. And I feel so good around my tummy. It feels a lot thinner, a lot lighter. So I hope to look a little bit thinner when I see you in Nashville.
Thank you so much, Joni. You guys, I'm so proud of Joni, because I saw her and I messaged her through both resets, and I can tell the shift in her and just how she was feeling. And I did put those hormones in the chat, you guys. It's the ghrelin and leptin hormones. The ghrelin is like the hunger hormone. That's what gurgles, like, oh, I'm hungry. The leptin is the one that tells you you're full. So that's why people start to feel a huge shift and difference in how they feel when we can get them on the triplex earlier, or as soon as we can, and then tell them to set that reset aside until we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And they're going to get a better deal if they're getting the welcome pack with the reset and the triplex in there. But you guys, I know that we've been hesitant to post about it, because I know a lot of people have either had bad experiences with it or they don't love it. You guys, think about it. Going from eating whatever you want, every day you want, whatever you want, and then going to more of a nutritionally supported, not restriction, because I feel like the ingredients and the food that is in the 3-day group or in the 3-day box, you guys, our bodies thrive off of that. Think about times 100 years ago. They did not have access to Costa Vida, to fast food, to snacks all day, to soda. Like there's a meme that's going around that says, wow, soda's only been around for 100 years and we act like we are addicted to it. But then when we offer bone collagen, which has been around for how many years? Thousands of years, right? People steer away from it, but we thrive off of it. Our bodies thrive about it. So I want you to learn to love the reset like you do the triplex. And I want you to start promoting it for a group effort to get the accountability group coming in every single month and flooding these groups with energy. So that's what I wanted to add. If anyone wants to add anything before I turn the time over to Nicole, because we have a really cool event coming up, you guys, here in Utah. And I really want to start focusing on how we can cultivate the vision within the business. This, the reset and the triplex and finding answers to your health is the ignite button to product loving, right? Loving the product. And one time, Alec Clark, our president of the company, he told me that only 2% of people join the business, like join Plexus for just strictly the business. They have never tried the products. They just love our comp plan. 98% of the million ambassadors that we have join because they love the products. So I want you to know there's still that 2% that only want the business. They're ready to run a business. And I want to ignite both of the 98% and the 2%. So let's do this. And I want to do this as a team and give you guys some ideas. So I'm going to turn the time over to Nicole and I'll probably chime in because I will be also training at this event and I'm really excited for what's in store.
What I think is interesting too is out of those 2% that join for the business, like almost all of them go to the top. Isn't that crazy? So if you're not talking about the business for those 2% that do want a business, you're missing out on people that will be so driven to get to the top because they see what this business can do for not only them, but for their community, for the community of people that they're working with. All right, so today I have a fun story for you guys. I love stories. I think about stories as like the great teacher, right? Like Jesus Christ himself taught in parables, he taught in stories, and it made it easier for us to understand. And so I've really been soaking up some fun stories to share with you guys. And I'm going to start off with one about the largest tree in the world. You guys know what that is? It's called a giant sequoia. And the largest tree in the world is called General Sherman. And this tree has been around for over 2,000 years. And every single year it grows by 50 feet in height, width, depth, and its root system. So other than the Great Barrier Reef, it is the largest living organism, single organism on the planet. Pretty incredible, right? So if you take this tree that has infinite ability to grow, right? It's growing every single year for 2,000 years and it's giant. It has infinite potential to grow. If you take a baby General Sherman or a baby sequoia tree and you put it into a 1-gallon bucket, how big will that tree grow? Do you guys know? It'll grow to be a 1-gallon giant sequoia tree. If you take it from the 1-gallon bucket and you put it in a 5-gallon bucket, it will grow to be a 5-gallon sequoia tree. If you take it from a 5-gallon bucket to a 20-gallon bucket, it will grow to be a 20-gallon sequoia tree. It will not outgrow the size of its bucket. Isn't that crazy? This tree that has infinite potential will only grow to the size of its bucket. So here's the moral of the story, okay? The tree will grow to the size of the bucket and we are like the tree. What bucket have we put ourselves in that is limiting our potential, even though we are limitless in what we can create for our lives, right? So that bucket is our beliefs, is what we believe is possible. And another really, like there's a couple other cool stories that I'll just sum up quickly, but the same thing happens with a flea. A flea can jump like over 200 its height. I think it can jump, it says like 7 inches high or 13 inches horizontally, okay? But if you put a flea in a container and you cover it with a clear lid, like a clear cellophane or clear barrier that it can't see, and every single time it jumps, it can only jump, say, 2 to 3 inches. And it keeps bumping its head on that clear barrier, right? And you do this for, I don't remember how long it was, but you do it for an extended period of time. They found that when they removed the barrier and they let the flea go, the flea would only jump as high as the barrier because it became conditioned to believe that it could only jump 2 inches, even though it's fully capable of jumping 7 to 13 inches. Isn't that crazy? Same thing for an elephant. If, as a baby, maybe mute yourself if you're muted. I don't know who it is, but it's kind of, there's some background noise. As a baby elephant, if you tie a rope around its ankle and you put it into the ground with a stake, and that, you know, the baby elephant's young and it can't pull it out as a baby, right? So you do that from the time that this baby is little. As that baby grows into a full grown African elephant, they do this at the circus, right? That full grown elephant will not even try to pull the stake out, even though it's fully capable of it. It won't even try because it formed a belief as a baby that it wasn't capable. Isn't that interesting? So we see it in fleas, we see it in elephants, we see it in all different kinds of animals, we see it in trees. You will grow to the size of your belief. If you are not growing, it's because you don't believe it's possible for you. And so I'm just going to move into a few things before I touch on the topic that Jess was telling you about with our live event. Okay, but I know I've talked to so many of you guys and you feel stuck. You're like, okay, I really want this business. Like, I want to be in Hawaii with you. I want to be Emerald. I want to be Diamond. You guys want to create thriving teams. You want to create momentum, right? You want to compound your efforts quicker. I know all of you are like, why am I not moving quicker? I've had every single one of you guys say that to me. And I want you to be able to tap in to the belief that you can, to get out of the bucket that you're in, to remove the lid that you're used to bumping your head on. I want you to be able to do that because I know you guys all have the potential to grow. And I know like me and Jess are like, let's go. Like, let's help our team start to excel and remove that invisible barrier that they're like, but I keep trying and I'm just bumping it. I'm bumping it. I don't get it. Right. So that's what we're moving into. We want to really help you have the systems and the knowledge and the beliefs. So there's 5 C's that I want to talk about today. And these are the 5 C's to recruiting and growing your business. And I've been talking about them a little bit in my group, but I'm just going to sum them up really quick. Okay. So number 1 is confidence. Confidence is the belief in yourself to be able to do something, right? And this is the foundation to your success. If you do not believe it's possible for you, you will not do it. You will stay bumping your head, okay? Number 2 is commitment, to go all in. All success is all uphill all the way, and you don't accidentally go up the hill, right? You might accidentally like roll down the hill and trip and fall and roll down, but you don't accidentally go uphill, okay? You have to be committed to go uphill. Like when I hike Tim, it's like it's pretty far uphill and I'm not going to accidentally get there, right? I have to be committed to the struggles and the challenges and the pain to be able to get up to the top and to see the beautiful, you know, world around me that I am working so hard to get up there too. So, okay, number 3 is clarity. I want you guys to have a better understanding of your role as a leader and as a recruiter. Okay, so write this down. I plus E equals E formula. And this is, the I is inform, plus E is educate equals empowered. Okay. So our job as leaders is to inform and to educate. And that in turn will empower people to make a decision. Because we know that people will only make a decision if they, feel like it's a fit for them. And if it makes sense for them, if they understand what they're getting themselves into. So sometimes we overcomplicate our business and we're like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing. And I'm like, your main job is to inform and to educate. It's not to pressure. It's not to twist arms and be like, you got to do it. We're not here to force people. And there's this misconception with network marketing that it's like, well, you guys like force people to do stuff. I'm like, no, we don't. We just inform and we educate so that we can empower people. Okay. I believe that if people knew what I know, that they would want to do what I do because they would see the benefits. And so as we inform and educate them and cast that vision for them, they'll want to join us. Okay. Number 4 is competency. And this just means the skills that you develop. And as you develop skills, you are going to feel so much more confident and committed to your business, because I know when I got started, I was like, I want to grow, but I don't even know what I'm doing. And so you didn't feel like you had the skills when you get started. And I've had a few of my new business builders say like, I just feel like I just don't know anything. And I'm like, that's okay. Like you can learn those skills, you can develop those skills, and you can duplicate those skills. And it just takes time and willingness to learn. Lincoln said, if I have an hour to chop down a tree, I'm going to take 50 minutes of sharpening my tool and 10 minutes of chopping. And so that 50 minutes is building your skills, right? The actual work that goes into building your business doesn't take as much time. It's mostly building the skills and the systems that takes the most amount of time. Okay, number 5 is compound your numbers. Do more in a short amount of time. And this is what is going to help create momentum. And so leading into this, I wanted to talk about compounding your efforts for the events that we're doing. So how many of you guys feel like how many people do you feel like you talk to like in a day or like in a month or in a week? A lot of times we feel like we're really busy, like, following up or doing team calls or scrolling social media. But how many of you are like compounding the amount of people that you talk to in a day? When we talk to more people, those numbers are going to compound over time. Like Jess said, she's like, I've been talking to so many people about the reset because I've been talking about it all the time on my social media. And so she's talking to way more people. The person that talks to the most people win, because you've got to have larger numbers, larger amount of people to compound your efforts. And so if you're feeling like you're not moving forward in your business, you're probably not talking to enough people. And we're going to talk a lot more about how to talk to people and what to say, or I am at least, because I feel like this is important. I feel like when I don't know what to say, I don't take action because I feel silly, right? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't do anything. So for the events that are coming up, Jess just talked about the event that we are doing for the Reset Challenge. We're going to be doing it once a month, and it's May 8th, 9th, and 10th. Okay. So we're going to compound our efforts of inviting and getting people to join for this. But I also want you to compound your efforts in talking to people about the business opportunity. I actually had an hour-long conversation with one of the number 1 network marketers, like on the phone today. We talked, just me and him on the phone for an hour. And I happen to know him through my husband. My husband used to work with him. And so he was so gracious to get on the phone and answer some of my questions. And he, it was really, really interesting to talk to him. And he just is constantly talking to people. Like it's just about talking to people. And he gave me some awesome tips, and I've been doing a training that he did, and it's just really blown my mind, because he and almost every other person, like all the diamonds that I talked to personally at Leadership of Excellence, they said that they talk about the business all the time. And I know that we are, a testimonial based business. Our products work and we talk about it. And honestly, I built my team primarily just talking about the products because they work and I love them. Like Jess said, 98% of people join for the products. We love the products. We know that. But if we're not talking about the business, we're missing a big number of people that are going to really go far in this business. And so learning how to talk about the business is ideal. And so we have an event. It's called Momentum Meetup, and you've seen us post it in our threads. If you have not seen it, you guys, it is in our threads. There's a graphic. It's kind of a pink color, and there's 4 pictures on it. And it says Momentum Meetup, and the dates are on there, and it's in Utah. So if you're not in Utah, I'm sorry. You won't be able to come unless you want to fly in for one day. Yes. So it looks like that. Okay. So if you are in Utah, I really want you to compound your efforts for inviting people to this event. Okay. If you're like, dang it, I'm not in Utah and I can't go, then we can do a business call. I know Amanda just did one. So we can do other things about the business or, other events that are over Zoom. But I really want you guys to focus on getting as many people there as you can. Compound your efforts. Talk to, set a goal. Be like, I'm going to invite 30 people. 30 people. And you guys might be like, I don't know 30. Well, start talking to people and creating conversations. And I have learned over the years, I don't recommend going to somebody that you haven't talked to and just being like, hey, do you want to come learn about the opportunity? Like that has never worked for me ever. Never, ever. But learning, I'm gonna put a few some verbiage for you guys on talking to people. But what I really encourage you to do is being straightforward with people and getting to the point on inviting them. And so talking to more people in your chats or friends that you have, like text messages, whatever it is. And like one of the things that I wrote down that I used recently was, and I would add or like this isn't the first message I would send to someone. This is after I'm in a conversation with them. I'm not just going to send this, just to anyone. But I would say, hey, Lisa, like, listen, hey, our friendship isn't on the line. So what I learned from this guy that's a professional network marketer, he's like, you always have to let them off the hook. Always. You say, hey, listen, our friendship's not on the line. Or you can say, I'd like to run this idea by you. He never talks about the opportunity. He never uses that word. He just says, hey, I'd like to run a business opportunity or a business idea by you. If it works for you and you like it and you resonate with it, great. If not, no worries either way. Like, do you see how he always lets people off the hook? If you let people off the hook in the invite, they will be a lot more likely to listen and review the information that you're offering to them. So people are naturally sales resistant. Have you guys ever walked into like a shoe store, and you walk into the shoe store and like you're like, I need a pair of Nikes. I'm going to go buy Nikes or whatever. You walk into the shoe store and a salesperson comes up to you and they're like, hey, like, what are you here for? Like, what can I help you with? And you're like, no, I'm fine. I don't need any help. And you like walk away, even though you already know that you're going to like buy shoes. And then once he goes away and you go and you look and you find it, and then you go up to him and you say, hey, could you actually go grab this pair of shoes for me? People are naturally sales resistant. So if you actually like let the pressure off and let them off the hook, they're a lot more likely to actually review the information that you're giving them. So one thing that I'm starting to do is just saying like, I was inviting with Kate, we were inviting one of her level 1s the other day to this event. And I could tell she was a little resistant, like and Kate can even like vouch for me. She was kind of like, I'm so busy and I have so much going on and all this stuff, and I really just signed up to do the products like on a whim. And I could tell she was pulling away. And I just said, you know what, like if I just want to give you the information. And if you want to come and it makes sense for you and, you resonate with it, great. And if not, no problem, no worries, right? But it's there. And if you do decide to come, I think we'd have a lot of fun together. So just totally letting that person off the hook and releasing the pressure, because a lot of times people feel pressured when we're leading with a business or with sales, they feel pressure. And so I want to encourage you guys to release the pressure when you're talking to people. And I promise you that you will have a lot more people responding to you and interacting with you because they don't feel like you're going to pressure them when you say, hey, if not, no worries, no problem. I'm going to do it either way. Because you're fully committed. You're committed in what you're doing, and they feel that, and it's attractive to people when you're committed. And you're not like, gosh, if you don't come, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford like my child's like sports next week or like their new pair of soccer shoes. Like, if you're putting that pressure on them, it's going to feel awkward and weird. If you relieve the pressure, they are going to be a lot more receptive to learning. And so I just want to, I'll drop some verbiage in our like team threads and stuff, but I want to encourage you guys to try to invite as many people as you can get to the event, because we know that events cast vision and build leaders. Most of the people that have come to an event, like I know Autumn was very resistant to doing the business, and she came to an event and it changed her heart. So I was the same way. I came to an event and it changed my heart. Jess came to an event and it cast vision and changed her heart. Like so many of us, it changes our heart when we come to an event. And so don't just invite one person. Don't go into inviting people thinking, I have to get them there, or like I'm going to fail. Release the pressure and just say, hey, I just want to like give you information on what I'm doing. And if it works for you, great. And if not, no problem. Totally release the pressure, but invite, because the more people that are there, the more that your efforts will compound and the more that you will grow. And so that's all from me. I don't know if Jess has anything she wants to add, but I have a goal to go and invite 30 people. And that is so scary for me, you guys. To invite 30 people, I'm like, who am I even going to invite? I don't know. I'm just going to go start up conversations. And I do believe that sometimes you start a conversation and it just doesn't feel like the timing's right. It doesn't feel natural. Don't force it. Like if you're like, yeah, I'm not quite feeling it. You trust your intuition. If you are feeling like so much resistance with that person, maybe circle back around to them like in a month or two. But I am encouraging you guys and challenge you guys to invite. And like I said, if you're out of state and you're like, dang it, I can't invite to this, you make up a date and me and Jess will host, as long as it's not when she's in Hawaii, right? Make sure you check the dates with her first, but we will host a killer event for you. We are here for you. We want to see you go into momentum and compound your results. And I promise you, you can lead with the business and you can lead with the products. You can do both because one might appeal to a person more than the other. So that's all from me. Jess, do you have anything else? All right. Well,
I wanted to
thank
add
you so
this
much.
really fast, Nicole. Guys, I know there's just some out of state people here. Siobhan, looking at this, Autumn, Amanda. If you're listening to this call, if you are outside of Utah, please invite your people still, and then tell me who's coming. If you have someone in Utah that wants to come and you send an invite and you get a yes, let Nicole and I know, and we will take care of your people. So don't feel like you're hindered because you are not in Utah. Invite.
Totally. We can always make an event. We can always make it work for you guys. So thanks for listening today. I hope you guys will use what you learned today and really take action, take more action. I remember when I was having a dry spell in my business and I reached out to Emily and I'm like, I literally have tapped out everything. Like, I don't know what else to do. And she just said, you have to take more action. So if you want to grow, get really uncomfortable, you guys, remove the lid, remove yourself from the bucket, change your environment, change your beliefs, and then just move forward and just speed. Like, just be like, how many people can I talk to? Let's go. And you will start to see growth. So I hope that helped you today. And thanks for listening in. And I'm so excited for these groups. So utilize them. We love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And we'll talk to you guys for the next week in the chat.